Hey, welcome to the 4 Pillars of Men's Health, the Ironman edition. Ironman at 60 years old. There we go. We've been at this for a while. Today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that I just changed my mind, or just something that new that I added to my plate as if I didn't have enough to do with my training. So I'm going to tell you about that. And then I'm going to tell you about 7 different types of workouts that we're going to be talking about as we go through this process, and what they are, how they work, why you do them. And then at the very end, I'm going to tell you 3 specific ways that I use 3 of those different workouts for the workouts that I did this very week. So glad you joined us. Hang on. So the thing that I really got challenged about this week was my nephew Ben is he is getting ready to sign up to do this Tulsa Ironman with me. It's so exciting. But one of the things that he brought up and thought about for himself, which challenged me to do the same thing for myself, is weight loss. And so you know, when you're going through these 3 events, carrying an extra 15, 20 pounds is a big deal. And so Ben told me that he's going to try and lose, I think he said 20 pounds, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But it challenged me. It got me thinking, you know, what if I could do that same thing? And so I have about 3 more months left, until 3 or 4 more months until the Ironman. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I've been on, you know, I've tried, at my age, I've tried all kinds of different like diet programs and gone on roller coasters, all that stuff like people do. I challenge myself with all the workouts that I'm doing, and if I just curtail my intake a little bit and watch what I'm eating, I'm gonna try and lose 30 pounds over the next 3 or 4 months, which will put me in great shape for trail running. So, but anyway, so what I'm gonna do is that puts me at about 2 pounds a week. So that's my goal. That's what I'm trying to do. Right now, I'm 193 pounds, and I want to be at race day, I want to be 163 pounds. So I think it's doable. It's going to be a challenge for me, and but I'm going to be reporting on that a little bit as we go along as well. But I thought I would add that to my list of things to do, because I think that's so important in getting through this thing and being healthy, and just overall, it's just good to be in good shape and be at a good weight. So, and I just wanted to run this by you, see what you think of this. Here's some things that I'm going to do over the next 3 or 4 months that's going to help me lose those 2 pounds a week. And number 1 is I work good with affirmations. So I wake up in the morning, I have affirmation. I say to myself. And I'm going to start including this affirmation. I'm going to say, I'm a lean, mean, 163-pound machine because I eat right and exercise daily. So that's my affirmation. I'm going to start saying that. So I think there's something that happens in my brain that, that works for me. Another thing I'm going to do is, when I get hungry, I'm self-employed, so I can do this. Not everybody can do this. But when I get hungry, I'm just going to pull over and I'm going to take a nap. So that's what I'm challenging myself to do. Another thing I'm going to limit myself to is no gas station food. That's one of my veins, going in there and getting stupid stuff to eat that's just garbage. So no more gas station food. I'm going to weigh myself every day and keep track of that. I'm going to start eating at 11 o'clock. So I'm not a big breakfast guy, and I don't know if that's right or wrong. You hear all kinds of things, but I'm going to not eat breakfast. I'm going to skip that and go right to lunch at 11 o'clock. And then I'm going to stop eating at 7 p.m. So I have that 8-hour window for eating. And then I'm going to cut out processed food. And I'm pretty good with that already, so that's not going to be too hard for me. But that's the thing that happened this week, a new thing for me, and a challenge that I'm going to go through. So stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date on that. Okay, so I hear you telling me, I can just hear it. You're saying, Dave, you keep on saying, have a specific goal for every workout. And how do you do that? I can just hear you saying that. Well, let me tell you about 7 different types of workouts that you can have for every one of your workouts when you're training for your Ironman. And these 7 different types of workouts help you focus in on what you're really trying to get your body to do during this whole workout. And so there's 7 of them, and some of them you use a lot at the beginning of your training season, and some of them you use more towards the end, and some of them you use all along. So let's just get into this. So the first one is endurance, and this is one of the things. This is a type of a workout that you want to have for every single phase of your training, starting from day one. So the idea behind an endurance workout is it builds up your ability to go long. And when we talk about Ironman, that's really what we're trying to train our bodies to do. We have to be able to, take a pounding for hour after hour after hour. And so when you do an endurance workout, you're keeping your heart rate down and you're going long. And so at the beginning of your training, that's going to look different than when you're like 3 weeks out from your full Ironman. It's going to be a much longer period of time that you're in your training. But the idea is to get your heart rate down and go long. So that's endurance. Then the second one type of a workout that you want to do is muscular force. And the reason why you want to have muscular force is because you want to keep your body working and you want to keep it going. And that only happens when you've developed muscular force. And some good examples of developing muscular force might be getting on your bike and putting it in a big ring and just bogging down and just like powering through. That would be an example of a muscular force workout. The second one is speed skills. And each one of the 3 events that you're going to be doing in Ironman require different sets of skills. So the swim is a highly skilled event, and you have to be able to be coordinated. You have to be keeping your body flat in the water, and it requires a lot more skills. And so when you're doing a swim, you focus on developing those skills that you need to increase your endurance and your ability to swim long and your ability to go faster. Same with on the bike. There's speed skill things that you do on the bike to make yourself go faster. Same thing on the run. So that's a different type of a workout, working on speed skills. The fourth one is muscular endurance. And so we have muscular endurance and anaerobic endurance. And the muscular endurance has to do with your muscular skeletal system. And so your body just takes a pounding during these Ironmans, and you can't just like walk onto the field and take off for 14 or 16 to 18 hours and just keep pounding your body. You have to build up some endurance in your muscles and in your skeletal system that will handle that beating that you're going to put into your body. The fifth one is the anaerobic endurance, and that has to do more with your lungs, your heart, and getting oxygen into your body so that you can keep going for a long period of time. And there's all kinds of different workouts that you can do to build your endurance with your muscles and your anaerobic system. The sixth one is sprint power. And just to be honest with you, typically Ironmen, especially going for the full Ironman, aren't particularly honed into sprinting power because you just don't want to do that. You don't want to waste the energy on a sprint because you're not going for 15 minutes, you're going for hours. So sprint power is more for if you're working on more of a shorter, like a sprint type of event or something like that. And then the other one that I think is really critical is the testing. And so when you go through your periodization, and like for example, I'm going 3 weeks hard, 1 week off, 3 weeks hard, 1 week, not totally off, but a rest and recovery week. And so during that rest and recovery week, I plug in a testing session to see how my heart is doing compared to the last session, or and just watch myself improve and see how much I'm doing and see where I need to work and what other things that I need to do to improve my ability to complete these events. So testing is just a critical component to just like on a periodic basis, test yourself, see how you're doing. Is your speed improving? Is your ability to go long improving? Is all those things? Is your heart settled into a good pace? So all these things are very important, and different types of workouts, and it's important for you to have an idea of what you're going to focus on during that specific workout. Are you going to do an endurance event workout? Are you going to work on muscular force? And all these things have different types of workouts. So plug these into your system, and this will really help you really focus on what's important for that workout on that specific day. And then finally, this week, I incorporated 3 of these types of workouts I want to tell you about. The first one was I went on this long aerobic bike ride. It was a 30-mile bike ride. It took me about 2.5 hours, and it was brutal, man. It was windy, and it was pretty hilly ride. So I did that long aerobic workout, and I kept my heart rate under 80% of heart rate max, and just chugged along for a long period of time. So I did that one. And then I did another one that I did was muscular endurance. And what I did there was I got on my bike and purposefully put it in the big gear and just like really like just slow and hard for like a half an hour. And so that was my example of doing a muscular force workout that'll build the strength in my legs. And then the third one that I did was when I went swimming this week on one of my swims, I purposefully worked on just skills. It wasn't about like making a bunch of laps or timing or anything like that. So one lap I went down, one and back. It was 100 yards. We have a 50-yard pool. Down back, I concentrated on my reach, just long reaches, just rotating my body and just getting these long reaches in. So I did that for 100 yards. And then the next 100 yards, I concentrated on my grab. So grabbing the water, pulling it back with my arm, my hand and my arm. And I concentrated on that for 100 yards. And then the next 100 yards, I worked on keeping my chest down in the water. And then that automatically pops my feet up. And I was able to do that for 100 yards. And I continued on with that and worked on about 4 or 5 different skills that I could use to strengthen my swim. And so those are 3 things I did, just examples of what I did this week to incorporate those kinds of workouts. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you can get into recording your workouts and getting really focused in on what you're doing for each workout and build your muscular force, build your skills, build your endurance, build your all these things and test yourself. And I hope you get into all that, and I hope you will click the like button, and I hope you will share this with your friends, spread this health revolution all throughout the world, and I'll see you on the next one.